Man, I was watching the last one I watched right before I left the house was Asada.
Way back.
Yeah. Y'all talking about the coffee cave and whatnot. And she said I was at Evolution every week. This is when Evolution was every week. Yeah. So, and then she said what? She said, oh, I was there performing on the corner on 11th and Avon. I'm like, oh, you might be from my hood because nobody goes over there. And then I'm from there. Nobody goes there for that, for no other reason. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
That's why I love these interviews, because we get to find out history that we normally would not get to find out about. That's cool. Yeah, Sada.
Yeah, Newark is not a city where people just stop each other in the street as strangers and start talking. So you kind of need this connection in between people, you know what I mean?
Good point. Welcome to the Artistry Recreates the World. I'm with Lo.
What's going on?
Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming by. So I have to say, you made one of my videos, the classic video when Jerry Gant had his Gantelism outpost.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The footage is on YouTube if you want to check it out. And I got you saying, yo, I didn't even know this place was here. That's a classic.
I did it.
So, yeah,
I really did it.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. So that's where we kind of developed our relationship. And you know, I check your stuff out on IG. What is the Hellavision about?
Hellavision. It's like television. I got Hellavision.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So that's just, I got a couple IG accounts running, and that's my account for visuals and TV and all my video things. I'm more like based on the stories. Like now I don't do too many posts. I'm more like update my story, kind of keep a constant subscriber base going on. It's pretty cool. And I got another page just for the beats. I separated that out. That's low.supply. And then that's called Beat Supply. So we got Hellavision, we got Beat Supply. We got a couple more, but they're not relevant yet.
Right.
So we may talk about them as I get those trains moving.
Right. So, yeah, so I noticed that you lessen your content on the Low TV.
Yeah, I did.
And that's interesting because I talked to another content creator, and I think it's 25 Best that I follow, and she was telling me the same thing. This whole idea of that I want to know if you feel the same way, that you don't feel that you should always have a lot of content on the timeline, but you should have just the latest content. So how do you handle that, or how do you see that artistically?
That's what you call curating your page.
Okay.
And it's definitely like your page is now your portfolio at that point. When it gets passed around, you have a selected amount of things that you've got up there that really properly expresses who you are. Yeah, I'm definitely with that. The thing is, like, I don't delete my stuff though.
Right. No.
I have them archived. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I'll just like switch them in and out.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, I'll just switch them in and out. But I'm trying to get away from doing too many posts because I want to kind of do something different. I don't see anybody else doing this, but just because I don't see it don't mean it's not there. But I don't see anybody else being super story based. Like I want it to be like TV.
Yeah,
so I have a couple of things like on my stories that are like running and rolling things. Like for a minute I was doing polls. A lot of people were participating in the polls, and they're not over, but it was like an everyday thing, and people knew kind of what to expect. So I kind of like being like a TV type of thing.
Yeah, that's good.
So like I'm pretty much basing myself out of my stories nowadays, and the posts that you see there, they're just kind of examples.
Right. And I like the captions on the last pieces that you did, that you have up now. So that's cool. That's cool. Talk about Newark and how this artistic community affects you.
Newark is a crazy place, man. I came to Newark in '98, and this was a different place back then. I'm from right off Clinton Ave, and this is shootouts all the time, man. And nowadays I can't say it's not the hood, and definitely still is the hood, but it's changing. It's changing so much. Even downtown, I've lived downtown for maybe the past 4 years now, and even in just those 4 years, it doesn't even look the same. And Newark is such a special place because we're a city, but we're also not big. So we are very familiar with each other.
Right.
And then you end up meeting people through people, but you know those people so well that you can quickly connect with those people off the strength of that other person. It's not like, you know, a big, huge city where you don't know who's out to get you or whatnot. The city is like, it's real cozy, familiar feeling. People don't come out for no reason. You know what I mean? Like Vibes in the City open mic, Evolution, Evolu Culture open mic.
Hit 'em up, man.
Yeah,
Hit 'em
yeah,
up.
yeah. QXT's open mic, all that. Like when people come out, it's different than for example in New York, because in New York, people come out. Not to knock New York, it's great, it's fun, but like people come out, and they all want to just perform too, and it's kind of like performers watching performers all the time, and everybody wants them to take a picture of them and a picture of them. But in Newark, some people come out to actually watch the show, and I really appreciate that. I saw that definitely in Evolu Culture. There was a ton of people there in that small loft space on Halsey, and they were just people, they were audience members there to watch the show and catch the vibe. And
so you're saying people really here in Newark really experience the art?
Yes.
They love the artists.
The engagement is up because it's not diluted, you know what I mean?
Good read.
Yeah.
Good word. Not diluted in how? You mean?
Not diluted, but like oversaturated. Like there's still, it's like there's not so many of us, so
Right.
the engagement is up. The few people that we do have coming out here, it's not like millions of people in the city, but the people that we do have coming out here, it's authentic.
Any favorite IG tags that you follow that you love?
IG tags?
Yes.
I don't follow IG tags yet. I'm super slow on
When I
it.
say tags, I mean I say tags. Remember,
Oh,
I'm an
IG
OG.
handles.
I mean
Yeah.
handles,
Who do I really love? I love Wallow. You follow Wallow 267?
No, I will
So
after this though.
Yeah, he's from out of Philly. He's a former inmate, and he's always so motivational. You can tell how driven this man is. I like to follow. I might be pronouncing his name wrong,
No,
but
it's okay.
Rashad Bilal.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking so much about financial tips and how people, things that you don't really know about the market, that he's taking the time to analyze and break down to you. And most recently, and this is funny. Most recently, I started following China Mac. You ever heard of China Mac?
No.
So he's some rapper out of LES, right? Out of New York, and he's Chinese, but he's done like 10 years in the pen. He has respect from everybody. He did his thing. There's nobody doubts him on like a racial level.
Right.
And then I was looking at him, how he moves, and like, me, I don't get to see every day an Asian person from the hood, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
And I never got to identify with anybody like that. Wow. So then I'm looking at him on his Instagram, being himself, and I'm like, yo, and check this out. This is a real trip. I said, damn, he makes me proud to be Chinese. But then I was like, hold up, I'm not Chinese. I'm half Korean, man. Look, you know, all the time people will tell an Asian person, oh, they don't know what they are, so they'll just be like, oh, you Chinese or whatever. So I'm half Korean. That got into my head so crazy that I literally looked at this man's video and was like, proud to be Chinese. Listen, whatever you drill into people's heads, eventually it'll be there. You got to use that power for good.
It reminds me of a few weeks ago I watched Inception again, and that whole idea, the power of the idea that you place in somebody's mind, and once that idea is implanted, oh man, it just
thoughts are things, man.
Yeah,
and thoughts are things, and things can be used for good or bad. So look, when it comes to like my niece, my nephew's too young to speak. When it comes to my niece, I always tell her how good I think she is, where she can improve or clean this dish again. You know what I mean? But I really try to reinforce you're a great girl, you're blah 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 blah, because those things that you receive,
ideas that form.
Yeah, words. I feel like words, they hit you like snow. You don't feel every one, but after a while they pile up, and it's definitely there. You know what I'm saying?
It can be an accumulation, right?
Exactly. Words are just like that.
I like this saying within your caption of one of your posts: "Curiosity welcomes opportunity." Talk about that.
Well,
You wrote it, right?
I did.
Yeah, right. I make you responsible for it. Yeah.
Well, the picture is of a dark alleyway, and it looks like it kind of leads somewhere, but kind of doesn't. And it's just it made me curious, like what's down there. But I would never know what's down there if I wasn't curious enough to think about it and then go.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about Vandalism Outpost. If I wasn't curious enough to walk inside, like, what is this? I've never seen this thing even open. And now we have the opportunity to sit before each other right now and speak.
Right, that's what's up. And also with the art is, and that's what you're speaking to, and broadly, you know, this whole idea of the curiosity within our art.
Ooh.
We have to invite ourselves into it.
Yeah.
Because there's other opportunities. You understand what I'm saying? But if we just look at the art, and that's even if you're doing your art, if you just look at the art in terms of the curious aspect, you never know the abundance of opportunities that lie within that art. So you have to come, just like an alleyway, you see it from afar and you're like, oh, look how those lights look and everything. But go closer.
Yeah.
Go closer, go in, see what's going on. See how high it is, see how bright the light is. Find out what your art is all about. So, and that's why I love to speak with my artists, because you guys like enrich me, enhance me, because I'm speaking to myself. When I speak to you, when I speak to y'all, I'm also speaking to myself, that I have to go deeper. And I use Fahimi Shakira's quote from one of her interviews. She talks about that the art goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's what it does. It goes deeper and deeper. We're just on the surface, and I love this because people can see you and like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, who's low? What's going on? That's what it's all about. How do you, from your vantage point, I want to talk about the Asian thing, but how do you see artists improving their lots or their direction here in Newark? I mean, what would you like to see that you feel that would enhance the plight of artists?
Okay.
And that could be good or bad or whatever. It doesn't matter.
In order for me to answer that question, I need to better understand the plight of artists. So, for example, if you told me that a specific poet or somebody doing an event was suffering, I don't necessarily know what they're suffering from. So I think it's on a case-by-case basis. Mm-hmm. I can throw out an example. Let's say if you're a painter and you can't get your art to sell,
right,
then I would say your feet haven't stopped moving yet. You need to just keep moving and keep seeking opportunities. If for example you said people are throwing events and they're not getting the right crowd, they're not getting the right turnout that they want, I would say as I told my friend this, keep your boombox playing. Put your boombox right above your head and keep that blasting. Eventually, it'll be hard to ignore.
I like that.
I'm telling you, it'll be hard to ignore. I'm reading a book right now, and it's all about thoughts being things. And it said, failure cannot cope with persistence.
Ooh, that's good.
Ooh, that was good, right?
Yeah, I'm still that. How do you do with the? I see a lot of, is Asian the right word? Is it Asian word?
Yeah.
And so how do you do with that whole idea that, you know, people in American culture, we don't really know that separation.
It's the most alien people out here.
Korean and Chinese.
Let me tell you what, man. Let me tell you what. I don't do this a lot.
No.
Because I think it's kind of corny to do this. But like, look, this is my family, bro. These are my cousins. I don't got no Asian family.
Ooh.
These are my actual cousins. That's Jimmy, that's Marion, that's Tyler. I don't know her, but that's Renee. This is my cousin David's baby shower. He half Cuban. That's his wife Jada.
But the thing
look,
is,
I didn't grow up around Asian people, so I didn't understand the difference between those people until I went to Rutgers,
right.
And there was a ton of different people at Rutgers. That was the first time I was exposed to like Indian people, Asian people. And then I was like 20 years old by the time I could tell the difference between a Chinese person and a Korean.
Okay,
I feel real
so
here's the thing. It's all about perspective. Right. Whoever you are underexposed to, you just won't know about. And whoever you are exposed to, you'll know well. Like for example, I can tell the difference between a Central American and a Caribbean. That's stupid easy because that's people I'm around.
Right.
I can tell the difference between a Central African and a West African. That's also easy because those are people that I've been around. So I can't, like, growing up, it was hard to be like, why you all calling me the wrong thing? But as I got older, I had to understand, like, look, it's whoever you're not exposed to, you just won't know about, and you have to be curious enough to dive in and actually know something out of it.
Well, that's interesting. So this whole idea of curiosity is like a theme in this interview, that we have to have the curiosity to build our relationships with other groups, and also we have to have our curiosity to go deeper into the art. So anything else you want to add?
Is there anything else I want to add to
Yeah,
this?
for the artists. Like if you got those artists in Newark, you want to tell them anything?
I mean,
They see
hey,
you on the street.
if you see me, Queen Moore, you are the bomb.
Oh my God!
Because
so free last night. Go ahead. Give us some shout out. Give us some dope.
okay, I'll involve her in a deeper story.
Nice.
You got time for a long story, do you?
Just get close and talk to them. That's all.
Okay.
We like the
Well,
artists.
Queen Moore, you're the bomb because the first time I ever went to the open mic, you picked up on it, and I forgot who you were interviewing. It was still a Sada's interview where you talk about people, they just read your energy in the room right away. And that was you definitely, because as soon as me and my homie walked in the room, you singled us out and said, "Who are y'all?" And that was the first time I ever performed on a microphone, ever in life. Because,
Really?
yeah, she was curious enough about me to ask me, who am I and what did you come for? She didn't know if I came to perform or to spectate, but she just said, come up here. But here's the story, man. Today is Saturday. Next Saturday, I'm gonna be taking a trip up to Boston. Let these people see you, man, because this story about to be a trip. This story about to be a trip. So next Saturday, I'm going on a trip up to Boston. I'm going with a girl that I met in New York. This girl I met at a photo shoot. I didn't know this was gonna be a photo shoot because I met the person who was throwing the photo shoot and he said, let's do a shoot. I thought he meant a video shoot. I don't go for photo shoots, but whatever, I just embraced it. He just said shoot, you know what I'm saying? So I met her at a photo shoot. Him who threw the photo shoot, I met him at an event that Frequency was performing at in Brooklyn. I met Frequency because at that same open mic, Evolu Culture, that night where Queen Moore made me come up and Frequency was performing.
Shout out to Sean Battle.
Shout out to Sean Battle. I met Frequency there at that open mic. Only reason why I went to that open mic was because I was with one of my friends that I met at Whole Foods, and I wanted to show him around the scene. And only reason why I knew him was because I started working at Whole Foods. Only reason why I was working at Whole Foods is because I got fired from my last job. Only reason why I was working that last job at the yogurt store was I needed to support myself.
I think this can be a
This is a
song,
long
too.
story.
Go
I
ahead.
needed to support myself while I went to school because I was cohabitating with my ex at that point, who I met at school too. Only reason why I met her at school is because I was encouraged to go to Rutgers in the first place. Only reason why I went to Rutgers is because a friend of mine from high school, his mom works for Rutgers, and I wasn't thinking about schools back then. Like I didn't even know. All I thought about was Rutgers, Montclair, whatever. I didn't even know what colleges was out there. I wasn't really thinking about it. He encouraged me to go there. Only reason why I'm even friends with him is because in high school I got into a group of people that was about video games. It was about Xbox. They was playing a certain game that was playing Halo. Only reason why I even played that game is because for my cousin's birthday, I think it was in 2001, so it must have been his 11th birthday. My aunt, well, my first cousin and his aunt, and my mother both got him that same game at the same time. And he took the aunt's and my mother gave it to me. And then boom, this entire chain of events, I get the game. I start playing with my friends in high school. He encouraged me to go to Rutgers. I meet my girl there. We cohabitate. I got to work at the yogurt store. I work at the yogurt store. I get fired. I work at Whole Foods. I meet my homie. We go to Evolu Culture. She puts me up on Frequency. I meet Frequency. We go to the event in Brooklyn. We do the photo shoot, and then boom, I meet this girl. We're going to Boston next week.
Cool.
And this is the moral of the story. Who is she gonna show me next?
Ooh, I like that.
Life is full of adventures, man. You can look at a closed door if you want to, but I'm curious enough in this life to say, who is this person gonna show me next?
That was like some high-tech science joint.
Life is the most fun adventure game that you could subscribe to. Life is fun.
Good job, man.
Thanks,
you for
man.
coming by.
This was fun. Anytime you wanna chop it up with me,
We're gonna do one, maybe a year or so.
that's cool.
We'll let you get some air and do some other projects.
That's cool. Right now I'm into the art of living right now, so I'll have to update you.
Actually, that's part of Jerry Gann's saying. He would talk about the art of living, the art of dying, the art of speaking. Yes, yeah, he was into that. So follow him on Low TV, LOTV.
LO.TV.
Shout out to Forrest Hood Lives. That's my man. judge a fellow.